I'm Joe Randel, a Senior Program Officer with the Foundation's Home Region program, supporting, among other things, our work with inclusive shared spaces and experiences here in Northwest Arkansas. I'm excited to talk about some of that work today, focusing specifically within the field of design. When we think about fashion design and production, I think we rightly focus on visual culture, self-expression and creativity, entrepreneurship, and maybe not so much on their role in inclusion, health and wellness, or emergency response. But all of those elements are present in the work that we're going to talk about today. INTERFORM is a nonprofit fashion education and production organization at the forefront of creative growth here in Northwest Arkansas. INTERFORM focuses on providing educational opportunities and professional support for aspiring avant-garde fashion designers, artists, and other creative professionals committed to building a vibrant, creative fashion community in Northwest Arkansas. In March 2020, INTERFORM saw a need. The region needed more masks in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm joined today by INTERFORM's Basana Chhetri, Senior Director of Fashion Design and Apparel Education, and Richard Cotto, Senior Director of Small Batch and Production. Welcome and thank you to both of you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So let's go back to March 2020. INTERFORM events are being canceled and the community needs masks. Basana, can you tell us a little bit about how those two circumstances came together as kind of an aha moment for INTERFORM?
Yes, sure. Back in March 2020, we are in a situation where we just wrapped up 2 sewing classes, and we had 18 students from basic and intermediate sewing, and there was a scarcity of masks. There were no masks even in the hospital, and Robin asked me if I could make a pattern of masks, and that was my first time making a pattern of masks because we never needed to sew masks before that. And so I made a mask and tutorial video and shared with our students, and they were sewing masks from home and even public. They watched the video, and there was this download option, and people were sewing masks. And with our students and staff and team, we created thousands and thousands of masks and donated in hospital and later in school when they were open. So that was an aha moment for us because helping society in such a need was not only like it felt good, but also taught us that how important it is to have the sewing back in our society, how this is a basic essential thing that we all have to learn.
No, that's fantastic. Fantastic work. It's just a really remarkable initiative. So Richard, could you tell us about the training programs that you run at INTERFORM and how they relate to production programs for things like the masks?
Sure. So taking the beautiful work that happens on the Learn department, we have created a more extensive program that focuses in 2 things, a creative track and a technical track. The technical track focuses in developing efficiency in a production setting for manufacturers all over the world. And then the creative track, which is called Emerge, focuses on taking designers and filling in that void wherever it is in the design field, business perspective, technical. So we're completing both sides of the spectrum so that we can combine that and eventually create a self-sustaining business.
Awesome. Awesome. Could I ask you both to tell me a little bit about how the Foundation's COVID relief grant supported INTERFORM's mask making initiative and this continued work that Richard, you just alluded to? Maybe Basana, you could go first.
Yes, with the fund, we not only bought sewing machines, and our students are still currently using a few of those sewing machines, and we bought dye submission plant and laser cutter, and with the help of, especially I want to point out the laser cutter, because with the help of that we were able to speed up our production for masks. So it was really helpful, and it still is.
Great. Richard, anything else to add?
Yeah, it's very interesting that Basana mentioned to the mass making process in these machines that we're currently using today. We use it across both of our technical programs and creative track. So the longevity of these machines extends beyond mass making. We're making different types of product today. We still use all these machines that were bought to not only wrap that mass making project, but to take it to the next level. How do we apply it to the next stage, which is design related, which is manufacturing related, which is personalized to all these brands that come through that door?
Fantastic. One last question for you. Interform really takes a unique approach to creativity that supports and strengthens the community via partnerships, educational programming, upskilling, really you name it. What are each of your hopes for the future of both Interform, but also the broader creative ecosystem in Northwest Arkansas? Richard, could you go first?
Yeah, sure. In one sentence, my hope is that we are able to create a self-sustaining engine behind the apparel industry, from all perspective, from the design perspective, from the manufacturing perspective, from the sourcing perspective. So it's creating that self-sustaining cycle that will push the industry forward.
Thank you. And Basana, how about you?
Yes, like we have today we have 45 students from diverse groups, from Marshallese community, from Congolese community, from Latinx community, from public. We have the most diverse group we ever had, and my like just like Richard mentioned, it's not only makes the whole ecosystem, because our students will be passed on to the apprenticeship program, to they'll become a designer one day. But me personally, that what I look forward in this, especially in this Northwest Arkansas, as having my student own small businesses, and I dream about it, and I feel like it will be a perfect fit for this town where I've been living for 14 years, and I look forward to that day when our students will be owning small businesses, working with us. They already are, but in a bigger way, you know.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you both again for your time today, and more importantly, for this great work that you're doing in our community every day.
Thank you.
Thank you.